What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Hope you're all doing very well. It's good to see you. Thanks for showing up for the video. We're going to talk about Holy Paladin today, and this is going to kick off a series that I'm going to start doing on all the different healers for Dragonflight. I'm going to talk about what I like about them. It's sort of going to be a general overview. If you're wondering what you're going to be getting out of these kinds of videos, general overview of what I think about the healers, okay? We're going to start with Holy Paladin today, but that general overview, and there's a couple other criteria that I want to talk about that's pretty important. When you're evaluating healers, it's actually always good to understand, like, how much damage they can do and how much healing they can do and how easy it is to pull off those things. So, unfortunately, gone are the days of old school World of Warcraft where healers were kind of just dedicated healers. It's not that you can't have that nowadays, but if you're just going to be healing, your throughput needs to be like monstrous compared to the person who's doing damage and healing. So, important to understand that. But healers are in a place in World of Warcraft where what you're looking for in a healer is how easy is it to get my damage out? How much passive damage do I have? How active do I have to be to actually get my damage out there and make a difference? And traditionally for Holy Paladin, it's been incredibly strong because it has very easy access to damage through things just like your melee attack, which end up doing a considerable amount of damage. You can see in the breakdown here in a dungeon that I did, my melee was my third highest damage, and my second highest was Consecration. These are both passive forms of damage. So very, very easy to get that out. So that's what you're looking for. Glacial Fury, of course, is the file that I was wearing. It's a little bit silly, but what you really want to look at is melee and Consecration. Those are passive forms of damage. So this is what we're looking for in healers. I'm going to start a series talking about all the different healers in Dragonflight, and I'm going to end it with a tier list on the healers. That will be coming soon, but I want to give them all a fair shake. So we're starting today with Holy Paladin. And let me just say a couple more things really quickly about what's happening literally today. So let me go over here and turn my webcam on. So this is patch notes that are coming out literally today. They're happening in like 2 hours from now. It's going to be rolling over, and we're going to be getting weekly maintenance on the live server, which is going to be really cool. Nothing about Holy Paladin here at all. Lots of stuff about Priest, which is really good. When I get to the Priest video, I will reference some of these notes here. Buffs basically all around for Priest, which is really good. Somebody's following me on Twitch right now. It's my follow notification for Twitch. If you haven't got to my Twitch channel yet or to my Discord, get your butt over there. We had a whole bunch of other actually people join Discord today. Anyway, lots of changes for different specs. Nothing for Holy Paladin, though. So nothing to worry about there. Back to the gameplay for a sec. So, let's talk about Holy Paladin. I have a video I want to show you of dungeon footage because it's very hard to get a grasp on what's good about a healer when I'm looking at the dummies right here because I can't actually like do anything on the dummies. So, instead I'm going to explain to you what my build is, how Holy Paladin is feeling right now, and some exciting things that I absolutely love. So, Holy Paladin, first and foremost, is feeling incredibly strong. It's probably the highest performing healer that I've played with so far. The top three for me right now are Holy Paladin, Holy Priest, and Resto Shaman. Those all feel incredibly good. Disc Priest felt a little bit lackluster and underwhelming with their damage especially. Resto Druid felt really good for healing, but again, not as good on damage. The passive damage is not quite there. Mistweaver Monk was very frustrating in general to play, and Evoker, Preservation Evoker, I need to spend some more time on. But top three for sure: Holy Paladin, Holy Priest, Resto Shaman. They all feel really good. Why does Holy Paladin feel so good? Let me get into it. Again, we talk about passive healing, passive damage. Look at my healing here from a bunch of different abilities, but let's just look at passively for a second. Golden Path, Judgment of the Light, and Seal of Mercy. Those are all passive forms of healing, and they account for 10% of my healing. It's all this stuff over here on this left side. So it's accounting for 10% of my healing, which is like bananas, if you think about it. I'm just getting that passively. When I'm throwing judgments out, people are healing off that. When I put Consecration down, Golden Path and Seal of Mercy are going to heal them as well. So 10% of my healing just from passively from that, which is really, really strong. On top of that, there's a major change that has happened for Holy Paladin, and I'm going to look at the spectra here, and it is Avenging Crusader. And this is an Avenging Crusader build. And if you've been hoping to use the Avenging Crusader cooldown for like years and years and years on Holy Paladin, baby, now is the time. Look at how much healing this did for me. 14% and 6.4%. It did 20.5% of my healing. Avenging Crusader was the top heal for me. Why is it so much better now in Dragonflight? I'm glad you asked. Let me explain it. Oh my god, that's a Twitch thing as well. Sorry about that. Somebody just subbed. I'm telling you guys, you got to get over to Twitch, okay? Things are going crazy over there right now. Let's look at this really quickly. This is an old talent tree from Shadowlands, the expansion that we are currently leaving. This is the talent tree that, you know, they're not here anymore. They're different now, but this is the old school talent tree. Look at the problem here. Sanctified Wrath, Avenging Crusader, and Awakening. You had to pick one of these. That's all you could do. You could only pick one of them. And you would almost always pick Awakening because it's better. Guess what we get to do in Dragonflight? We get to pick all three. We get Sanctified Wrath over here. We get Awakening down here. And we get Avenging Crusader here. Holy crap. The power level on this cooldown alone is through the absolute roof. You get to pick up Sanctified Wrath and Awakening and Avenging Crusader. It's so insane. It is so insane. What does that mean? It means that your Avenging Wrath, which is now Avenging Crusader, lasts for 5 more seconds baseline. So it's 25 seconds that you're in wings. Avenging Crusader does the same thing it did before. Healing off of Judgment, healing off of Crusader Strike, okay? And they do extra damage as well. So extra damage and extra healing. But now you get to proc it with Awakening. Your Word of Glory and Let It On have a 15% chance to give you Avenging Crusader for 8 seconds. So here's the absolute craziness about this. Avenging Crusader costs 25,000 mana. 25,000 mana runees. I have 250,000. So it's 5% of my maximum mana, right? Because 50,000 would be 10%. No, wait. 150, 200, 250. Right? 20, 40, 60, 80. No, it's 10% of my mana. As it's always been, it is 10% of my mana to press Avenging Crusader. Guess what happens when it procs from Awakening? It costs no mana. It costs literally no mana when you get the proc from Awakening. It is insane. You save 25,000 mana when you get the proc off of this. And for 8 seconds, you can throw a Judgment and get 2 Crusader Strikes in there for sure. And that's a ton of extra healing that is going out to the rest of your group. On top of the fact that it's healing them, it also goes into your beacon healing. On this particular build, I ran Beacon of Faith. You can see that represented right here. Beacon of the Light is giving me 14% of my healing. So that's step 1. Avenging Crusader is really good. Combine it with Awakening. Combine it with Sanctified Wrath for an insane cooldown. Number 2, you can now extend the duration of wings with what used to be Mad Paragon. It's now Zealot's Paragon. Hammer of Wrath and Judgment deal more damage and extend wings by 0.5 seconds. So this is absolutely ridiculous. So you're gonna get a proc on Avenging Crusader from Awakening, and then you get Avenging Crusader for 8 seconds. You throw a Judgment and you throw a Hammer of Wrath, and they will extend it by 1 second of extension. Then you do Crusader Strike, Holy Shock, and then you get to press Judgment one more time for another extension, and you can take it from an 8-second buff to a 10-second buff, which is insane. Even more so, the 25-second duration of the actual cooldown that you can press. You can extend this. I've gotten this up to 33 seconds before. Actually, I think I almost got to 35 seconds. The bottom line is you can get 8 to 10 seconds on your regular Avenging Crusader window just because of Zealot's Paragon. So this is now, in my opinion, 100% a viable build for Holy Paladin. And it actually will save you mana. It costs mana to use Avenging Crusader, for sure. But when you're getting all the Awakening procs, and you will be getting Awakening procs, it saves you a bunch of mana. How are you going to get Awakening procs? Well, of course, you're going to press Word of Glory, Light of Dawn. But there's some extra bonuses here. Number 1, Second Sunrise. Light of Dawn has a 20% chance to do a second light immediately after the first, which also has a chance to proc your Awakening, which is insane. Finally, we've got Empyrean Legacy, which is the Necrolord legendary effect when you threw Vanquisher's Hammer. Judgment, but now it's tied to Judgment. Judgment empowers your next Word of Glory to automatically cast Light of Dawn at 20 with 25% increased effectiveness at once every 30 seconds. But still, this Empyrean Legacy can also proc a second Sunrise. So you could literally get 3 chances to proc your wings from Empyrean Legacy, because you're throwing Judgment and then you cast Word of Glory. That Word of Glory is 1 chance. It does a Light of Dawn for chance number 2. Light of Dawn could have a second Sunrise proc for number 3. 3 chances at getting an Awakening proc in this one thing down here. So it's very, very good. And it's a really, really fun playstyle. It fits the lore of, like, Holy Paladin, where you're this, like, Crusader of Light, just, like, getting in there and getting busy and smacking your enemies and healing all nearby allies with this huge heal. And your wings go up, and you're just this unstoppable force of light. And you're just crushing everything with Judgment and Crusader Strikes and healing all your friends at the same time. It feels so good. It feels exactly as it should have felt for the last, like, 5 or 6 years that it's been in the game, but we haven't been able to play it because it's been sharing talent rows with better talents. So that's the biggest part of the build that I'm in love with right now. The rest of the build I kind of supplement with, like, Bestow Faith healing, which is pretty good. I said before I did Beacon of Faith, so double Beacon. And then over here on the left side, you take Divine Toll into Glimmer of Light. It's a very obvious kind of combo that you can run along with this build. Also, Light's Hammer is an MVP. It does so much damage and so much healing. It did 7.7% of my damage, and it healed for almost 4% of my healing, and it's overhealing like a ton. So very, 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 very good. You can see the top of my build, Holy Shock, is doing the most healing, as it should, because I have Divine Toll. Light of Dawn is doing a ton of healing, and it's going to overheal a lot. And the reason that Light of Dawn is overhealing so much right now is because I'm basically generating tons of holy power. Like, this build generates lots of holy power, and I have excess amounts of holy power. I'm just spending it on Light of Dawn. There's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, I want to proc Awakening. If I can proc Awakening, I can get a bunch of free healing from AC every single time. I want to proc Awakening as much as I possibly can. The second reason that I want to be just pressing Light of Dawn is because it's going to make all of my allies receive more healing from me. Where is that Light of Dawn? Let me just look it up here. Light of Dawn. Is it right here? It is right here. Nope. It's somewhere. It's not down here. When I press it, hold on. Watch this. We're just going to generate holy power. When I press it, it makes me do more. Come on. We'll press Light of Dawn. Maybe I don't have that buff right now. There's a buff that makes Light of Dawn increase the healing that people take from you. I can't find it right now, but the point is, it's there. Oh, here it is. Nope, that's Breaking Dawn. Well, I don't know where it is. This is Light of the Martyr buff. This is Empyrean Legacy. This is each holy power spent on Light of Dawn increases the healing of your next Word of Glory. I can't remember where it is. Doesn't matter. The point is, the build is insane, and you're going to spend your Light of Dawns basically like in between packs almost. You can just like Holy Shock somebody with a beacon on them, and it'll generate a holy power. It's going to generate a holy power anyway, but you can sort of like in between packs just generate some holy power, and then as you're getting to the next pack, press Light of Dawn on all your allies and hope to get a Awakening proc so that you can get AC and do a buttload of free healing. It's the biggest way that you're going to save mana, and it works really, really well. So this build is a ton of fun to play, and it works very, very well, and I'm going to show you some dungeon footage right now of what we kind of ran through here. So let me go here. I think these guys were ahead of me over here. So we'll just show you the opening packs here. Let me get my notes over to the other side so I can look at this. So a couple pulls here. You can see I'm just pressing Light of Dawn. Again, I am trying to heal with Light of Dawn, but really it's more important to just try and fish for those procs. You're really fishing for those procs for sure. Oh, let's make this big. There we go. Okay. Why are the cameras all screwed up? Somebody explain to me what's going on with my cameras. Yo. There we go. Kind of get me in the corner there. I'll give myself a little bit. There we go.
Jeez,
okay.
The damage, though.
These guys are pumping damage. This is okay. I'll just say at the outset, this is on beta. This is with, like, item level 380-ish, something like that, 375. And these guys, we all have our tier set bonuses from Season 1. Watch the damage on this pull from me. This is what Holy Paladin can do that the other healers, like, really can't do as well. Look at this. Boom. I throw down my, my Light's Hammer, and I put Consecration down, and that's enough. Look at the damage numbers. 42k right now. 57k. Look at my damage. 63k. And I'm healing still. There's not even any healing that needs to go out. But if there was, I'm trying to proc Awakening to get my wings up, by the way. That's what I'm trying to do right now with Light of Dawn. Press Light of... There we go. I got a proc right there. So I have 7 seconds left on wings. You can see it up in the top right corner there. And then I just press Judgment and Crusader Strike, and I extend it with Hammer of Wrath. You can extend it with Judgment and Hammer of Wrath.
What on earth was that?
That was a crazy amount of damage. It's so, so good. I got another proc right there. Did you see that? Boom, another proc.
Insane.
All right, here's the first boss fight, Overgrown Ancient. We're going to look at our damage here. I throw a Bestow Faith on the tank just to give him that passive healing and to give me some H power. You always want to be generating holy power, and Bestow Faith is really good for that, actually. It's a short 10-second cooldown, gives you a bunch of holy power generation. It's very good. 12-second cooldown, sorry. There's this Germinate. I should throw down my Light's Hammer here. There it is. Boom. Look at the damage that we're pumping damage again. 13, 15k. It's just insane. If those mobs
do some damage, but everything's dead.
Yeah, everything's dead because these guys are pumping damage as well, which is great. But it's just amazing to see how much damage a Holy Paladin can really pump out there. Like it's pretty crazy. And we're doing 10k HPS here. Let me move forward. Let me get to
What we're doing, but we're doing it.
4 minutes.
Glimmer, oh my god.
Another big AoE pack. We do get a lot of extra healing here, I believe. So we're at 19k healing. 20, almost 20k here. I think it blows up. Yeah, there's past 20 now. Big Light of Dawn art. Now people have actually taken damage here. Watch the healing here. Boom, boom. You still have that big burst healing from...
It's just fine. Everybody's fine.
Yep, 23k.
Everybody's fine. Look at the healing we just did.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
It's just good. It still feels good. It's exactly as Holy Paladin is kind of meant to play out. But now, if you want to do this AC build, I just got another proc right there. See what I'm doing? I keep fishing for procs. There's one Light of Dawn right there. I didn't get a proc on AC, but I did get a proc on Divine Purpose. And Divine Purpose gives me a free spender, so I'll use another Light of Dawn here. And guess what? Boom, I get my proc on AC. All I'm trying to do...
Got a proc. There we go. Everybody's
watch
fine.
this. I have the proc right now. I have 3 seconds left on my proc, and then watch this. Boom, we get another proc. It extends it back up to 10 seconds. So I can heal the entire group right now with just Avenging Crusader healing, which means I can do damage with my other spells. I can do an offensive Holy Shock. I can just do damage, as much damage as I want to. I'm doing 13k right now, and my Avenging Crusader healing will take care of the rest. That's why it's so valuable. Number one, it doesn't cost any mana if I get a proc on AC. Number two, it gives me lots of extra damage and healing for free, and it frees me up to just do other damage with, like, Glimmer. There, I just did a big Glimmer right there because I have wings up right now. Might as well use my Glimmer offensively. Now I'm doing 17,000 damage. Now I need to heal people. It's okay. Boom. We're going to heal people. We got wings up again. I literally procced AC again. It just fell off, and I procced it again. The uptime on this thing is outrageous. It's just really, really good.
Really fun. This is, like, super fun again.
And it feels really fun. Holy crap!
I don't even know what to say. It's so crazy.
Let me skip way ahead here to 1350. We had some connection issues. We had some connection issues for people, so. Boom, I got a wings proc right there. Boom. Started the boss fight. Not ideal because nobody's taken any damage yet, but still, it's saving me mana. I don't have to press my big offensive spells. Yes, I am pressing Judgment and Crusader Strike, and those cost mana, but they're pretty cheap, relatively speaking, compared to, like, Flash of Light. So it really does help in that way, which is awesome. We're already doing 13k HPS. We're doing less damage because it's single target, but still we're doing 7k DPS right now. Like, that's so much damage for a healer to pump out, guys. I'm telling you, it's outrageous how much damage this thing is doing. Like, also, you know, because we're getting those Avenging Crusader procs, we're getting access to, I just got another one right there. We're getting access to Hammer of Wrath, which isn't lighting up for me right now, so I'm not pressing it as much as I should be. But, it's just amazing what getting that proc does for you. Getting one singular proc on AC gives you damage, gives you healing, gives you access to Hammer of Wrath, which is going to extend that wings even longer, which is really, really good. It's just so good, and it feels amazing to play. I'm telling you, it just feels so good. I don't know. There's a big blunder coming up here, which is pretty funny. I'm just going to let us watch it here. Look where I'm standing. Now, I thought I was away from this fire thing. It looked like I was just on the edge of it, and then, boom, it clips me. So I was kind of mad, but it's like you can't see anything on that boss fight. It's just pretty lame. Here's the last couple of trash packs here before we get to the final boss. Again, there is definitely a ranged build that I'm going to explore for Holy Paladin. But unfortunately, I think in a Mythic Plus setting, you really do need to be doing some damage. Now, that's not to say that you can't stand in melee range and do auto attacks and press Holy Shock and do the ranged build, because you really can. There's a really, really cool Inflorescence ranged build with, like, Power of the Silver Hand and Tears Deliverance, which is going to be this insane, like, dot that you can put on all your allies, and then you can extend the dot up to, like, 50 seconds. So I actually can't wait to test out that build because I think it's going to be really, really fun. The difficulty with that kind of build will be figuring out how do I do my damage efficiently while I'm trying to stand there and cast Holy Light or Flash of Light. Like, how do I get my damage in there? Whereas, like, with this build, it's very clear. You are simply doing damage, trying to proc AC as much as humanly possible. There, I got another proc right there on wings. 6 seconds left. This is all you're trying to do. Use Light of Dawn as a spender to try to proc your Awakening, which will proc AC for you. And if you can get that proc, holy crap, man. It's free healing. It's free damage. It's free Hammer of Wrath. Free extension on wings. It's all there. Like, you just get so much out of that. So
That's kind of important.
I didn't have freedom on this build. Nobody look at my talent tree. Don't look. Look away. Here's the final boss fight. Again, this was on a plus 10. I'll just give you a summary of the build. This was on a plus 10 Algathar Academy on the beta. My item level right now is 383 for all you want to know. I do have a tier set bonus, which is giving me, Holy Shot critical strike chance and some other healing. It's not too insane, but this build feels really, really fun to play. I love the fact that Avenging Crusader is finally a thing again. And it is finally being propped up by the fact that we can choose talents that used to compete with Avenging Crusader. We do get Sanctify Wrath, we do get Awakening, and we get Avenging Crusader all in the same package together. That's what makes this so strong and so potent. On top of that, you can obviously get procs from Awakening, which are free. Doesn't cost you 25,000 mana. It is 100% free. How do you get these procs on Awakening? Well, there's more talents that support this build. Second Sunrise, making Light of Dawn have a 20% chance to create a second Cone of Light, which is really, really cool. Empyrean Legacy, which is that Necrolord combination where you press Word of Glory and it will launch a Light of Dawn, which also can proc Second Sunrise. So that's 3 chances for you to be getting your Avenging Crusader online. And then the rest of the time, we have Divine Toll mixed with Glimmer of Light, giving us that awesome, awesome Glimmer Holy Shock interaction. It's just a great combination for this build, and I really, really love it, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Holy Paladin. Have you explored it at all yourself? Have you checked out the Avenging Crusader build? Do you think it's going to be viable going into Dragonflight? Because I think this is a build to be reckoned with. This is going to be a force to be reckoned with, in my opinion. I think it's so incredibly strong. So let me know what you guys think in those comments down below. What do you think about Holy Paladin? I'm so excited to play it, and I hope you guys are too. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you
for so freaking long, man.
in the next one.